All right. Cheers, and welcome to the
Cheers.
Afternoon Pint. I'm Mike Tobin.
I'm Matt Conrad.
I'm Christina Martin.
Welcome, Christina. So I know you as a person in Nova Scotia, a little
That's,
bit of a
the
musical
best intro
powerhouse.
I've ever had.
I
You
had
can just
more
stop
coming.
at a person in Nova Scotia.
A resident
Thank you.
in or near Tatamagouche, is that correct?
Yeah, in
And-
Port Howe.
Okay,
Yeah,
I don't know
not
where
that-
Port Howe is. Is that just outside Tatamagouche? Is it or?
It's about 40 minutes out. It's in
Okay.
Cumberland County. Not that anyone's going to be like, hey, she didn't do a proper shout out for her, proximity or whatever. But yeah, I'm on the North Shore in Nova Scotia. It's
Very
the
cool
forgotten
spot.
shore. Yeah.
It's the Forgotten Shore, but also some of the warmest beaches in Nova Scotia are on the North Shore. Fun
North of the
fact.
Carolinas, warmest beach. Yeah, you got that.
Yeah, awesome. So Christina, you're a music artist here on the East Coast. You were recently on our show, Music Wise. Your show, Sex, Drugs, and Christmas, was on our Christmas special, and that
I love
show
how
did.
sorry, but you just said your show Sex, Drugs, and I'm like, I should have a show that's called Sex, Drugs, and Christmas Time.
So Matt should tell you now that I have a really hard time talking as a human being.
Well, because you're drinking.
I struggle a little bit. No, this is non-alcohol. I'm not even drinking this month. I'm sober pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah, I think actually being sober actually hurts it more. Yeah.
It's been hurting me the last few episodes. I've been a little off. Yeah, so I think I need the real beer to make the show work.
I keep interrupting you, which I will continue to do.
That's fine.
Sex, Drugs, and Christmas Time. Yeah, thanks for putting that in your episode. That's pretty
It
rad.
did really well, and people loved that song. And I got today to listen to a lot of your live album. Your 2023 album, Storm, was done live with strings and guitars and all that. I listened to it. I didn't watch it, but it sounded fantastic. It sounded it's a really good album.
Thanks,
And,
buddy. Thanks.
Yeah. So
I
kudos
actually
on
can
that.
I'll send you I invested way too much money to film it too. So when people buy the album on my Bandcamp, I send them a link for the full performance, but I will send that to you because let's admit, I mean, the visuals and the music, it kind of changes the experience for a lot of people. And I grew up with music videos, as I'm sure y'all did as well. And that's how I fell really hardcore in love with some of the artists I like. So, watching the music videos and then being obsessed with their music, on cassette tapes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm at that age
What
now.
music down was had to watch that every single week, right?
Yeah, totes.
Yeah. I got the surround sound at home too now, so I like listening to concerts at home. It's actually kind of fun, right? Like you can listen to a show that was recorded and you can have it all around you. You feel like you're there kind of. Not quite
Yeah.
there, but you get a vibe of it. So that's pretty awesome.
Rich.
And you're doing Big Shiny Tunes in Halifax. Tell us a little bit about this tribute show. I mean, obviously we all know what Big Shiny Tunes is.
It's so much fun. It's produced by my friends, Stephanie Purcell, Mike Farrington Jr., and Dave Sampson, who's an artist, and so is Mike's a musician as well. And I think it's the 4th or 5th year, this year. I just did a podcast chat focusing on it and the origin story of it with Steph Purcell. And so basically it's 2 nights in Halifax at the Marquee Ballroom. And it's just this incredibly wild and positive experience for everyone, the musicians, the audience, the staff.
It started after around COVID, she said. I watched that clip this morning. Around the COVID thing, and you guys created this?
Yeah, they did. So I wasn't involved in the first 2 years, and I kind of regret not saying yes early on, but I was kind of terrified and going through my own, I don't want to be around a bunch of people and get sick. How everyone just kind of your mental health I wasn't in my right mind, and I didn't feel comfortable for a while. I don't care anymore. I'm more than happy to be in around people, and I'm not paranoid about getting sick, but yeah, it's great because the band is super hot, and they have 2 bands, one for the first set, one for the second set. And the singers do a song in the first set and then do a different song in the second set. And everybody just really goes out of their way to dress appropriately or whatever.
Nice.
And It's a very powerful experience as a performer. One that I don't think I've ever quite had that opportunity before, and the first time I did it, I was just blown away, and you hope that they'll ask you to come back and sing the next year, but they rotate the artists every year, so it's no guarantee, and I'm just so thrilled to be back.
Awesome.
Yeah, to be back this
Who
year
did
as
you
one of
Oh,
the
sorry, Matt, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I mean, Marquee Ballroom is such a great venue.
yeah.
Such a great venue to experience music, and I mean, how what better? Like, I mean, Big Shiny Tunes, everyone knows it. I mean, I think Big Shiny Tunes 2 is like the goated of kind of best of albums, kind of the combined on whatever they call them, those type of albums. It's like the goat, right? Big Shiny Tunes
Yeah.
2 is legendary status, right?
Yeah, and, like, have you guys been in the audience before for it?
No, I
No,
haven't
you
been.
list.
Okay.
No.
Well, go get your tickets because it's just I mean, it's unbelievable, like, I mean, I was shocked when the first year I did a Killer song and a Alanis Morissette song,
Understood.
and, as a singer, you hope that someday the audience will know some of your lyrics and whatever, but even though I didn't write the songs, being able to perform them and move around the stage and reach out to the audience, and they knew every single lyric.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Was so you can kind of imagine what it would be like for those famous artists
So
who
who else did you cover other than Alanis Morissette for the Big Shiny Tunes thing? You must say you did it a couple
so,
times now.
yeah, the first year I did the K Killers song and then the Alanis song, "You Oughta Know," maybe? No, you know what, I now I'm blanking, but the second year I did Rob Zombie.
Whoa, nice.
I may have done another did I do another Killers song? Oh, I can't even remember last year, and I can't tell you what I'm doing this year, even though I want to. I'm especially excited about this year. Yeah.
Okay.
Last year with Rob Zombie, I went all out and got a fun
Okay, Matt and
costume.
I, we should go get tickets for this. This it's going to
Yes.
be the day this show comes out on our podcast. It's coming going to be this Friday. So if there
Oh,
are any
yeah, go get
tickets left,
tickets.
check it out, guys. Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds awesome.
there's I think about half of them right now are sold for the Saturday night, which usually sells out pretty quick.
Okay.
So the difference between Friday and Saturday is Friday you get that initial like kind of nervous energy where we're all doing the songs for the first time in front of the audience. So it's special in that regard. And then the artists are a little more relaxed and so you get kind of even a different performance from them on Saturday night. But go get your tickets. Ticket Pro or my website are probably a lot of the artists that
Awesome.
yeah, it's pretty rad.
Thanks. Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about your music career because it's pretty interesting. Like, you moved to Austin back in 1999,
Mhm. Yeah.
right? So you hadn't picked up a guitar yet. Is that
No,
accurate? You didn't play
that's
guitar
right.
when you went down there? And
That's
and
right.
so you went down just your voice and the dream of being a performer, is that kind of the vibe, or what was the story back in 1999?
No, I quit university. I was super depressed and I wanted to go away and I have my dual citizenship because I was born in Florida. And I got a job as a nanny, and I almost went to San Francisco to work for a family, but I ended up going to Austin, and I didn't know it was the live music capital of the world. So, like, early on in my life, it was as if, like, these choices I was just making the only decision I knew I wanted to go away, and I wasn't in my right mind, and I needed a change, and I was really, depressed and struggling, and so but I wanted I wanted to feel like myself again and figure out what it was I wanted to kind of
And how
focus on.
old were you then,
Yeah.
like, when you
So I
moved
was
down
about
there?
19 years
Okay.
old.
It's
And
just a
then
kid, yeah.
yeah, and then after a summer in Austin, I discovered, oh my God, like this is incredible. A place, but I needed another job. So I got a job as a nanny in Germany. Well, when I went to Germany, I was studying German and I had no background in the German language. So I was learning German. It just so happened to meet these pop producers that lived in this neighborhood I was working in. And it was in the middle of like nowhere. And I actually signed a recording contract with them. I still have the contract and it didn't pan out, but that was my first experience as a vocalist, like, in a professional studio with these 2 pop producers who had had some success with a dance single, and they were anyway, it didn't work out. So after that year, I actually moved back to Austin, and things grew from there. By that point, I had bought an acoustic guitar. I started writing my own songs. The first summer I was in Austin, I discovered singer-songwriters, and I was like, "What is this? Like, is this something I could do?" Because I did like to sing, but I would only sing if I was intoxicated or, like, someone asked me to sing a national anthem at a hockey game at SMU in Halifax. That's where I went to school, and I sang in high school in a cover band called Head Rush. It was a French cover band, and I did the English songs. And I took music as a kid, but I was quit and, like, went into sport. I basically focused on sports in
Oh,
high
yeah.
school and junior
Wow.
high, and so I figured I was a late bloomer. I taught myself acoustic guitar. I taught myself how to write songs. And then when I moved back to Austin the second time in 2000, I I really I was working many jobs. I had a full-time job and part-time jobs, and all that money and my spare time went into playing open mics, writing songs, recording my first album, which is called Pretty Things, and getting experience. So that's kinda how that all started, but in the beginning, I had no idea where I was going, what I was doing, and I would meet these people and just kinda say yes to whatever the
Mm.
hell was going on.
Yeah, yeah. You had a stint as a vocalist and a dancer too, and that probably taught you a lot of the things behind it. Is that right? Like,
Right, I wasn't like a trained dancer, but when I lived in Austin, in the first year that I moved back, I was invited to be in a band called Young Heart Attack, and my role in that band was backup singer, dancer. Me and the other backup singer, dancer, we kind of asked or begged if we could do choreographed moves, like, and, play tambourine and make because it was like a '70s rock revival kinda situation. That's the music at the time, and they said yes, they thought it was really cool, and I was a big fan of, like, Ike and Tina and the Ikettes, and that was my dream come true at the time. I was like, "Well, I've made it. I'm in a band," until I got kicked out, and that's a whole longer story, but, like, to me, I was like, "I've never dreamed I wanted something like this to happen, but I never
I
thought I
don't
would
mind hearing the
actually."
kicked out story if you got time to tell it. What's the gist of it? Or unless you don't want to, that's cool.
Well, it's funny because no, it's interesting because this is like keep in mind, this is my perspective, and
Mhm.
memory is reconstructive, although I've been telling the same story, when people ask me for years, but
Yeah, yeah.
so I was in the Young Heart Attack in its initial like, its, inaugural or the first, crew that was I was one of the newbies in a group of friends that was like a super group in Austin at the time, and you can look up Young Heart Attack and find the names of I think the 2 of the original crew are still running the band, and I'm not sure if they're an active band or not, but in any case, I was in the band, we had weekly rehearsals, you don't get paid, you show up and do your job, and that's what I did, and I felt I was doing a good job, and my friend Jennifer was in the band at the time, and one day the boys came to my place and said, "We were gonna kick Jennifer out." And they told me that I was rock and roll and that she wasn't. And I was like, "Well, I really like Jen. Like, I don't this isn't my band." I didn't feel like it was my band. I felt like I was just kind of along for the ride. So I felt that I voiced it, I didn't agree with them, but it's their band, so they're gonna do what they wanna do. And Jennifer, they had a meeting and Jennifer managed to convince them to stay, which I was really happy about. Things started out pretty clean in the band, like I remember the first meeting where I was interviewed basically, and they were like, we all tried to clean up our act. There's no more drugs, no more this. And that was kind of my speed at the time because I was so busy and I wasn't doing any drugs or drinking. I just didn't have that. I've never really been able to work all the jobs I had to work and, do anything and be doing, like, drugs or drinking a ton on the side because of I wanted to make it all work, and so that was yeah, I don't know, so that kinda changed at some point. I think people started staying later after practice. I never could. I had to work the next day at 7 AM,
Yeah.
and I stopped getting calls, and I think it was Jennifer that actually told me because I was like, "Do you know when our next practice is?" And she just said, "They booted you out." And I was like, "Wow, I didn't even get a call." And,
That's brutal.
I did this is my hunch. Now there was someone in the band who let me know that they had a crush on me, and I Nothing happened. I had a boyfriend at the time, and I said, "I'm not interested," but I liked them as a friend, obviously, we were all pretty friendly, together.
And he was butthurt.
The person that I believe replaced me was dating this person all of a sudden. I think there
Okay.
may
That could have created
listen,
some drama. Yeah, yeah.
this may not be true, but there may have even been an impregnated person involved,
Oh,
and it
wow.
wasn't me. So, the story, which may or may not be accurate, is I got booted out for someone who was pregnant with the child of the person that had a crush on me that I didn't,
There you go.
reciprocate.
Wow.
It could be true, it could not be true.
So that's a lot of drama from getting into it to kind of a fun 70s revival band that you probably weren't anticipating.
I know, it
Yeah.
was really fun, and everyone wa up until that point that I was kinda booted out without really having a meeting, and I was really hurt because I loved that band and what we were doing, but at the same time, I had just finished recording my first album, Pretty Things, and it did force me to focus 100% on my own solo stuff, 'cause
Mhm.
that was really raw, like, it was pretty raw. I mean, you can hear how young I am and maybe inexperienced too in my first record. A lot
Yeah,
of new artists come out today with a new record and it sounds killer right out of the gate. And I really love the production and rest in peace, Darwin Smith, who produced that. He was a good friend of mine in Austin. He just passed away last year. And, nothing like he was incredible to work with, wonderful playing. But my songwriting, if I listen to it, like my songwriting and my voice are so, young and kind of underdeveloped, but I'm like, "Okay, well, I can see that this person is capable of being a songwriter someday." It's like there's a
for
room to
sure.
improve.
For sure. Yeah. Did you open for Wilco at the beginning?
Okay, so yes,
What's that
around that
story?
same
Because I love
time,
Wilco. My brother is a huge Wilco fan, so yeah.
this is another one of those things that, like, it all happened in Austin, but, it was around that same time I was recording my first album with Darwin. I had been kicked out of the band, around this time, or maybe it was, like, a couple months before. And I had just played a bar called, the Mercury Club on 6th Street, and there weren't many people there. It was with me and a couple other artists, and the manager was very nice to me, and he liked my songs. I was just playing solo. I think I was even sitting down. I don't think I could stand and play at that time, and, he called me and asked me. He said Tiff Merritt, who I did not know who she was at the time. Tiff Merritt was opening for this band Wilco. They're doing a surprise show for like an opening thing for the Austin City Limits Festival, the first one. This was around, I think, October 2000. So I did not know who Wilco was. I was listening to the Jayhawks at the time. I did not know who Wilco or Tiff Merritt were. I didn't know they were. But Tiff was sick, had to cancel, so they were looking for a replacement. And he, for some reason, called me. I said, "Well, let me check on something and I'll let you know." I called my producer, Darwin Smith, and said, "Hey, buddy, like, someone's asking me to do this gig. It doesn't pay very much. Like, I'm really busy. What do you think?" And he's like, he just thought I was a total like idiot. He was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, yes, you have to go call and say, yes, you'll do this gig and I'll be your guitar tech." And I remember he found me a Guild guitar from Sela, our friend Sela, to play. And he didn't accompany me, but like, I mean, he came to the gig with me and was like my sidekick. And so I got to open for Wilco, and it was one of those experiences that made me absolutely like want to do my own thing because their audience was so incredible. Like here I was, this new singer-songwriter. The room was packed. I mean, it wasn't like there were probably 400, 300, 400 people in there. It was a small
Okay.
room,
Wow,
standing
okay.
room.
Yeah, yeah.
Members of
They fill auditoriums now, Wilco, like, my god,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
this was a surprise thing. Like, there were some
yeah.
celebrities in the audience, like, I think Sheryl Crow was there with at the time dancing or dating Lance Armstrong. The J members of the Jayhawks were in the audience. Like, I didn't know all this until after, but, they you could hear a pin drop. They were just so receptive, and it wasn't because I was awesome or anything like that. It was like, they were just generous and respectful.
Probably a blessing for you that you didn't know anybody or
Yeah,
anyone in the room,
right?
so you weren't freaking out, like, you were
I
just kinda
would've
like, "Oh, whatever,
I
it's
would
just
have freaked
people."
out. Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
for
was,
sure.
backstage, I was at the top of the stairwell, because I didn't wanna go into the green room. There was only one room, and I didn't feel comfortable, like, that wasn't my room. Jeff Tweedy was, like, not feeling very well, and he was going back and forth, probably to puke in the alleyway, I don't know. Glenn, who was a new drummer at the time, was sitting with me in the at the top of the stairs, and we were just chatting, and I was like, can I just play my song for you before I go out there because I'm so scared I'm gonna fuck this up?" And he was super nice and, respectful and generous, and yeah, it was kind of a trip. I have pictures from that night, and just the memory of, like, a lovely, warm audience, and it happened really quick, and that was it.
That's amazing. Something we never got a chance to talk about before, Matt. We've had a few artists on over the years. We don't do artists all the time. We do a lot of entrepreneurs, and really, being an artist, in our opinion, is being an entrepreneur, right? You got to get out there. You got to find a way to make a living or survive off your arts, right? So there's nothing more entrepreneuring than that because it's not an easy thing to do. But what I wanted to ask you about in particular, instead of going into the business, is just more about your songwriting process because that Storm album, we won't go too deep into it. I don't know if people have heard it or not, but, like, there's a lot of really deep messaging in that album. I just kind of got a vibe that that probably was a lot of like, how are you putting these songs together today? Maybe even versus the kid that went to Austin so many years ago.
Alright, half of you cut out because my internet is probably terrible, but
Okay.
why don't you repeat the bit about, like, was there a specific album that you wanted me to talk about the process or just in general?
Let's talk about your newest album, Storm, the one that you've just kind of recently released live last year. Like, what was some of the writing process behind this album? Because it seems very like a very big. It felt like a very big record when you were listening to it. I mean, I know it's just kind of high level the way that I felt. You felt the sound felt very big. Where did you start on this album? What did it all come from?
Oh, that's a good question, a big question, and you're right, it was, like, for me personally, the I knew it was gonna be the biggest album and endeavor, like, everything around it that I would embark on, and then I also knew that everything after, I was like that not that I didn't care, but I was like, I can relax a bit and maybe just have a different approach to everything after this. Like, but I really approached Storm as this holistic project and I knew I wanted it to be about my life, almost from like out of the gate and that's why there are a couple songs that I wrote while I was in Austin, like still in LA. Um and songs about painful periods, songs about my brother, and then songs about overcoming, you know, kind of moving past grief and saying thank you, having gratitude for all the shit and the ability to kind of learn and grow and all this thing. I mean, Storm is an album about gratitude and celebrating too the some of the musical relationships in my life that have been so important, like with Dale Murray, my husband and my best friend and my musical, my producer. He's been so important. He's produced, engineered, and performed on every album since my first album, other than my
That's
first
cool.
album, Pretty Things. So from Two Hearts onward, he's by my side and allowing me the space to evolve as I want to evolve. And also happy to take the reins if I'm like, I don't fucking care. Like, what do you,
Yeah,
um, and, Jason Vautour, we worked, my bass player and friend, your friend, who has been playing bass in my albums for years. We had two drummers. One was Dale's brother, Brian Murray, who is one of my favorite drummers. He has such great feel and instincts and on songs like In Control, and I'm blanking right now on the others, but it was just wonderful to have him involved, and, Jordy Comstock is another incredible musician who played on the other songs on the album and did the live performance with us. And then from the beginning, when I was putting together, like, song lists, I mean, some of the songs were completed during the pandemic,
mhm,
and I don't have specifics about writing all of them, but I knew that the visual there was a visual component I wanted to achieve. So with the artwork, I started playing around with ideas and mocking up ideas for Nicole Aline Legault, who worked with me on the album artwork, and every single element of the artwork had to be animatable. So we had layers that I could then someday perhaps animate for a show, for my social media, and so those would be there, and I could use them as I stuff it. So a bit of it was, and then I knew I wanted to do this big ass show. I didn't think I could take it on tour because of the cost. I knew I
Mhm.
really believe in paying my musicians for practices, for obviously sessions, for live performances, at rehearsals. And so with at least the way my career's worked out, like I don't make enough money to take strings and a full band on tour, but
Right, right.
I really wanted to invest. I'm big on, like, no one's handed me anything in my life. I've really had to work hard for it, and creating experiences for myself. It's cost me a lot of money. I have debts to pay, but I believe in it and I believe in filming what I can. It's challenged me to be a better musician and performer. You know, it's like you put all this time and energy into something, you want to capture it so you can have a professional recording online that could potentially sell. You could sell to for corporate gigs or for festivals. They want to see and hear you, but you know, it's not feasible to be traveling all over the world and playing conferences, and it's exhausting doing that. So I wanted to record the show and do it really well. And so we've done that. We've had some experience with that over the years, but that was part of Storm as well. And if I haven't exhausted you yet,
Let me ask
yeah,
you this, like the
yeah.
song Storm itself, the title track. So, what's Storm to Christina? What does that mean?
It's a song about gratitude and looking, and part of that song was written as there was just a little melody and a line, a few lines that I wrote when I was my first marriage, and we'd just gone through Hurricane Juan in Halifax. And I had no more to the song, did a couple bits, and I held on to it for years. You know, you go through divorce, you lose people in your life, then stuff just happens, and eventually you get to a luckily, I've gotten to a point where I love my life, I love the people in it. I worked really hard to be healthy and happy. You know, I'm 40, my body's age, as my friend John, would say, is 46 now, and I love my life. And so in the pandemic, I was able to sit down and finish that song, and it's just a song about gratitude and looking back and
Cool
being like,
song,
"Holy
and you
shit."
people can watch that one online too. Maybe we could play that at the end of this episode. I thought it was a pretty cool
Yeah,
track. Yeah, so
thanks.
thank you for that. Thanks for sharing all that.
No problem. I'm talking too much.
No, this is great. We're enjoying this.
The one thing I would ask is, you were talking about how, um, like, how much work it can go into traveling and paying musicians and all that stuff, but do you find with the the way the world is kinda working in the music world now, because Spotify pays literal pennies on the
Yeah.
dollar and things like that, we've seen now that you have to be on tour. Like, that's how musicians are making money now. Like, that creates an even further burden for people like yourself. Like, it's easy for the Taylor Swifts of the world to say, like, "I'm going on tour," and, she can afford everyone all the time, but and obviously she'll see a return. But for, local musicians, people who aren't the ultra mega stars and things like that, talk about the obstacles that that brings for you guys to try to get your name out there and actually earn some money for you and the people who work for you.
Mm,
It's been a lot of trial and error and a lot of work and a lot of grant writing and a lot of reporting and playing shows to full rooms, playing shows to nobody,
Yeah.
and going overseas every year since 2011 up until the pandemic. And I finally hit a kind of a wall. The pandemic really, for me, allowed me to go, what do you really want? You know what's working? You've been doing this for a while. Are these, what is working and what is not? And in this time and age, I guess. So I mean, there's a lot to unpack there when it comes to trying to make a living. But for me, what's working right now is having, and this is another thing I'm grateful for, but I wasn't initially. I found a remote job that I could do from anywhere, 20 hours a
Mm,
week, that I
nice.
love. I love
Yep.
the people. It's kind of weirdly in my background because I used to be a tech aide, and so it's in tech, and then it allows me to be home. I'm not, driving around to work every day, spending 2 hours in traffic, and it's a consistent income, and then I can focus the rest of my day on rehearsals with my partner for the upcoming shows.
Nice.
Any business like right now, we've been spending a couple weeks reporting all of our, recent new recordings to the royalty collection agencies. And that's all like just business admin stuff that companies,
Yeah.
not just, it's not just musicians that have to do that bullshit work.
It'd be so cool if we could just all do the 20-hour work week though, and then get to pursue
Mm,
our arts and our passions and stuff like that. Maybe
Wouldn't that
if like as an internal optimist, maybe AI will grant us that, right? 20-hour work
right.
weeks. It
But
can do
it's
all the admin stuff and we can get out there and create some things.
well,
while
AI
while salaries stay the same?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
AI can be a great tool, as you probably know, for
For sure.
helping with tasks that people like myself, like, look, I would hire humans to do a lot of the things that I have to do if I could afford it, but I can't, and people aren't paying for music, and they're not
Mhm.
buying enough tickets, so I have to find a way to do a lot of it myself, and I use AI as a tool for that, not for songwriting, although some people might be doing that, I don't know, and I don't
Oh,
wanna
I'm sure
judge
they
people,
are. Yeah.
but not for the creative stuff, but for the business stuff, oh my god,
Yeah.
it's been incredible, and dare I say fun at times using AI for some of the business admin kind of tasks and
Yeah.
numerical shit that is
How
just
does the
draining.
whole AI music make you feel as an artist?
I'll be honest, like, I know people are freaking out about it. I don't care what other people do. I mean, people say, "Oh, it's gonna take your job." I think people will always want the real deal. I think building an audience is about getting out of the house and being in front of other humans. Or maybe you are lucky and you can find an audience online that it loves you and because you're human and likes your personality. But for me, all I can think about is what the fuck can I do? How do I play to my strengths? Relationships like are important to me, and I think as long as I spend time at least like going out and doing a great job at Big Shiny Tunes with with the audience, with the musicians I'm working with, show up, and then the next show and the next show and those kinds, then I have nothing to worry about and kind of have this radical acceptance. Like if I am not earning enough with my music, I've got to get another job. I mean, that's how I started in Austin. I had 4 other jobs.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, like I mean, I don't love that people are, taking up space online when they're with inhuman creations.
Yeah.
But there's plenty of other stuff I could complain about, like, I wish people would just pay. Remember when people paid 99 cents for a song? That was actually good for artists, and now they just stream, and I've done it too, I've streamed too, although, to be honest, I canceled all my memberships because I did in these small ways, I try to stand for something,
Yeah.
but
Matt,
I've
one person bought our Christmas song. Did I tell
Bought
you
it?
that? I didn't tell you that.
congratulations.
We put
How
out a
much?
Christmas song for fun. It was 99 cents. So on iTunes.
Was
So
it your
we put
mom?
out a
Someone
no,
actually paid
it
for a
probably was my
song.
mom. I don't know who it was.
That's
I
great.
just noticed this thing. I didn't even look at it, but I saw the email thing, but like
Dude, that's
so we
amazing.
made about 30
Cheers.
cents, Matt. Yeah.
Cheers. Yeah,
Yeah.
cheers to
Hey,
that.
Our
woo!
first country music single, Matt, was a huge success. So
You
wow.
guys,
Wow.
Yeah. But
there's
like,
more where that came from.
yeah, thank
You
you.
know what? You know what? Throw it on the resume. We're a
We're
musical ops
Yeah.
that
there you
we
go.
sold something
Y
musically. There you go.
100%. Yeah, we did it. My brother played guitar. It was terrible, but it was beautiful.
So how
Amazing.
do we
Yeah.
split 99 cents 3 ways? Like the three
But
a
yeah,
week?
you guys gonna start
We don't
fighting
get
about
the
this?
99 cents. We got to split over 35, I think. But about 30 cents when she's all said and done. So we got about a dime each. So,
Yeah.
All right.
and we could that's pretty good. Throw it in with the
So,
cans.
if you write another 20 or so, and then that'll add up, like,
Yeah, sorry.
if you
We
start
just need to do it. We just need to do a
that
double album.
who's the person who bought it? That's who you gotta hone in on.
I have no idea. I'm just not going to let it bother me because I don't want that to get in my head. But I mean, just back to what you just said, though, I loved your answer about AI, how you're not really super mad about it in the sense that, people are always going to value that human experience, I think, over what they hear. And there's an audience for both in some circumstances. So that's all very cool. It was a great answer. And I also love what you said. And I got to give a shout out. I had this a note to write this down. Your friend Stephanie, a Purcell.
Yeah.
So she is like in the background, helped us a few times, get guest on this show.
Yes, yes.
super quick, super fast on an email, didn't know me through a hole
Yeah.
in the wall. But when I asked, like, oh, we'd like to talk to this person, it was like set up that day. So
Yeah.
she's on it, man. So shout out to Stephanie. And I think what
Yeah.
she's doing here with this Big Shiny Tunes thing and is an example of how you can get a bunch of artists together and just help them get recognized. And if that's through somebody else's music at first, so be it. That's not a bad thing. I think that's a really cool thing because you're still seeing an artist express themselves in their own way. So totally love what you guys are doing there. So I think it's really cool. So please let her know to at least listen to this part of the show that we think she's pretty cool.
I will. I hope she doesn't know you through a hole in the wall. And yeah, she's
That's an
awesome.
old maritime expression, my friend. I should be careful how I say that now. Yeah, I never thought about that term
No,
until the way
hold
you
hold
just
on.
put it back
Tobin,
at me.
Tobin, Tobin.
She just
No, it's
messed that
not.
all up. What?
No, it's not. She
What?
doesn't know me from a hole in the wall.
How? As I
Yeah,
said it
that's
wrong?
exactly. Yeah, you said
Okay.
through a hole in the wall. So
Yeah.
of course.
Jeez. That puts it really a nasty touch on it, doesn't it? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
now we're talking about glory holes here, there, Tobin.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's basically what my podcast is like. We focus
All right.
on guests who
So-
have known each other through holes in the wall.
Okay, well, that sounds lovely. So that's a great segue. Tell us a little bit about your podcast.
My podcast, which you guys do, I want to be on it sometime. That'd be so
We'd
fun.
love to. Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's called A Chat with Heart, and it's literally just a chill chat and with people I like and can talk
Cool.
to, and that's it. That's in
Nice.
summary. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like I want to, on my deathbed, be able to listen back and be reminded of the people I love in my life and the people I've met and encountered, like you guys. And it's, yeah, that wasn't part of the goal initially. Like when I die, like I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
no plans
Do you
to
have a
die
kind of a
right
secret
now.
goal with the show or a kind of mission that you kind of keep in your head? You want every show to be like our show is about like bringing people together. So we try to make sure that we're being a little bit kinder and more open with our thoughts
Nice.
towards each other and like people we disagree with and stuff too sometimes, right? So
Yeah.
that's kind of this one.
I go
It's
off on
hard
tangents.
sometimes. What's that?
Yeah.
Go off on tangents sometimes.
Oh yeah, yeah. He
I
gets into
know.
it sometimes. Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's part of the like spontaneity. You come in prepared, but then like spontaneity is kind of magical or sidetracks, whatever you call them. Initially, like one of the big things one of the goals was like, let's talk about pivotal moments and how they've kind of lived through those pivotal experiences, good or bad. I guess I've kind of let go of that over time. And now it just seems to be an exercise in being myself and then having some kind of having that human connection because we live in a rural area. And if we don't have a gig, we don't see people and really like no one wants to call anymore. I mean, I've really
That's true.
got a few friends now that we actually phone call and like I send voice messages instead of texts and so it's helped me stay real, stay human. And like I just had a Dave Gunning he's been a friend forever, but like we don't get to hang a lot. And
Mhm.
an hour focused on someone one-on-one it's a joy. Like it's a gem, really.
It's a
So
totally different experience and you always learn
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have like the other thing is like I mean, I guess I used to have too many goals and it stressed me out. And one of my other goals is like to stay chill, calm the fuck down.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to like
It's my
to
life
prep
goal, man. Seriously,
yeah,
for me.
to prep for my podcast, like I would
Yeah.
just do too much. And
Right.
then it took me out of relaxing and being more
Mm.
present. And so I've found a bit of a sweet spot. Like it's not that I don't get nervous anymore. I still do. And with technology, right? Because I have shitty internet. Like it still gets stressed that it's just not going to work out or something. But anyway, it's all good.
Awesome. What's this about? Like, you're pretty outspoken about, oh my gosh, this is a word I can't say, Matt. Could you check the notes? Accessibility? Accessibility?
Accessibility.
I say it
Accessibility.
with
Yeah,
just
yeah,
S's.
cool.
I can't. Yeah.
Accessibility is cool too. Like I'll
Yeah.
just start saying that
Yeah. Yeah.
now.
Yeah. I also like when I get mad at my, like Gracie, when she gets in trouble, I can't say, what's the word that I can't say? Unacceptable. And then she just makes fun of me.
Unacceptable.
I like that.
Then she just makes fun of me for not saying the word right. And then I
Unacceptable.
lose all power as a parent. Right?
Is that like something you've had your whole life? Like, or do you have
Little
are
bit.
you missing a tooth or something?
No, they're all
No,
there.
it's
But
called being a Newfoundlander.
No, that's not.
Oh, right
That's
on.
no. That's not true. It's not about being a Newfoundland, but yeah, it's something, some Ebonics thing or something. I don't know. But
Cool.
the
Keep
other
it.
one, I gotta tell you another one real quick, Matt, because I didn't
Yeah.
even think I told you this one. So I'm at the dentist the other day, because and they're doing the X-rays because I hadn't had the X-rays done in a while, and they put that little thing in my mouth, and she
Plastic
goes,
thing?
"Yeah," and she's like, "You have a small mouth," and I'm like, "Okay, I never," but like Gracie, when she gets in trouble again, she goes, because I purse my lips when I get mad, I'm like, "Go, like, come on, stop that." Right? And then she's like, "You have a small mouth." And she always just cracks up laughing. And then again, I lose all power as a parent. I'm just terrible at it.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
You know what?
Yeah.
Also, Mike, that small mouth doesn't help you with the hole in the wall.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what she said.
Small
I
mouth and
don't
all.
or he. That's what he said.
That's going to be the name of my next podcast. Small mouth and a hole in the wall. There you go.
Yeah,
That sounds lovely.
I
Yeah.
love it. I hope your kid's listening to this.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, I don't think they will. No. Yeah. Yeah.
Nobody under 25 listens to this podcast.
Good. Good.
At least that's what the
Yeah.
demographics tell us.
Yeah.
So, Matt, I think it's a good time to jump into. We do a lightning round where we ask 10 silly questions at the end of every episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
they're just fun or philosophical or weird. So
Yeah.
we can get into those here now. And then,
'Kay.
yeah. And then I think we probably, can go our own
Say
ways.
goodnight. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've gotta go eat dinner and do something.
Yeah.
Cool. So, Matt, do you want to start them off, boy?
Sure. All right. We'll
Yeah.
start with,
Okay.
I'll start. Number one are 10 questions. So, what belief did you hold as a new musician that you're almost embarrassed by now?
That I would be famous someday.
Okay.
Because people would tell you that. They're like, "Look,"
Yeah.
for years and you're emerging artists and, like, industry people and all the are saying X, Y, and Z, and so you kinda start to believe in what they're saying. Also, your audience, like, people will say that, and then after a while, you're like, "It's not happening." Or, like
That's kind of where like music slash arts and like athletics are very similar.
Mm.
yeah,
Very similar, right? Everyone's
like
telling you, every parent and things like that are telling you you're the next Sidney Crosby, right?
yeah.
And everyone's telling you you're the next Taylor Swift, right?
It's, I don't think people should do that. Like, I don't think people should be like, "Watch it while you still can." It's like, really? Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it just sets these expectations that can affect you mentally. Like, like, what if you don't get a Juno or you don't get nominated for, you don't, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, why don't we just be a little more real with people and be like, you know what? This is going to be a hard go. It's like overnight
Mm.
success is 30 years in the making. Like that kind of stuff, I think should be. Yeah,
More
sorry.
practical kind of advice. Yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
That makes sense.
I like that.
You're never going to be
Everyone needs
famous.
everyone needs a Simon Cowell in their life.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, you're never.
that's a great
Yeah.
lead into question two. So, if you
Okay.
had an inner critic, like in your own head, there, like what would its name and job title be?
Its name would be shit on you. Wait, name and title, is that the same thing?
Sure. I
Or
mean, I
job?
think.
And its job is to whisper things like, "You are replaceable," which is
Hmm.
true,
Yeah, yeah, we're all
and,
replaceable. Yeah, to some extent.
quit resting on your laurels. It would kind of whisper those which it still does, and, like, don't be, or my grandpa used to say, "Don't be too proud." So,
That's not shitting on you. That's good advice. That's not.
That's
that
great
is good
advice.
advice,
Those
but
are those
yeah,
are
you're right,
golden
okay.
turd nuggets, I'd say, instead of like something.
You're right.
Yeah, they're good. That's good wisdom there. Yeah,
Okay, well,
I
yeah,
like those. Don't rest on your laurels. They're all good. Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
All right.
okay,
Question
All
number
right, Matt.
3.
yeah.
What's a small moment in your life that ended up changing everything?
Well, there's been so many. My small moment would have been a small moment, Jesus. What do you consider a small moment? Like,
It's open to the the
is it
receiver of the question.
yeah, because like, is it like something happens in an instant, which often things do? Or, uh,
Well, it's kind
Great
of back to your
like that
question. The theme. Remember what you thought the initial theme of your podcast was?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That defining moment. That's what we're looking for. What was your defining moment?
Defining moment.
We'll switch it up.
I would say quitting university because I was always so school and academic driven. And then the decision to quit was very difficult, but my mother was very supportive. I mean, who cares? Like, second year university. I ended up going back eventually, which did help me to get an actual undergraduate degree, but it's just an undergraduate degree. I mean, everybody's got a couple of those. Yeah, so, like, quitting and getting the job in Austin changed my life for sure and put me on that, what I call, like, the as cheesy as it sounds, path with heart, I guess.
Okay. Over to you,
Yeah.
Tobin. Question number 4.
4? Okay, thanks. Do you think people have a true self, or are we just the story we keep rewriting?
I mean, I do wanna believe that, like, the essence of, like, of our spirit or whatever the hell is inside us, like, I mean, we're all just bodies on the outside, right? Like, this is my I believe this is, like, my shell, and you guys, you're in your pods or whatever, and whatever's inside, like, I mean, my belief is that at the core of it, it's all good and love, and then it gets clouded by, like, the whatever shitty things humans do to each other. Um, but I don't know if that answers your question.
I don't know if it
That's
did
all. That's
either.
like
I'll be
I don't
honest
know
with
if
yeah.
you
you.
need me, but I also don't disagree with what you said.
Yeah,
So,
So,
I
yeah.
asked you a
sure.
question, you got me thinking. That's what happened there. I think you
Yeah,
just, you
yeah,
just,
yeah.
you just 180'd us. So that's all right.
Yeah, okay.
We can
All right,
move
So
so
on.
we'll
okay.
go question number 5.
Yeah.
This this
Okay.
this is a lob ball. We're lobbing
This
it
is
into you.
this is this
Okay,
is a
cool.
fun one. Easy.
What's
Okay.
your all-time favorite meal?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
Simple,
Classic.
textbook. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
love
Do you
it.
know why? Is there a story there? Did somebody make it in your life?
Yeah, I mean, okay, the meatballs I kinda added on because I do like, my mother, my grandmother both made grandma's dead, mom's still alive, made incredible spaghetti sauces. I actually like to as well, but we don't eat a lot of pasta at home because my husband's gluten intolerant, and any kind of pasta just gunks us up, for some reason. But my mom made spaghetti the other day with meat, not meatballs. But meatballs are awesome. Like, I don't know.
Yes. Meatballs are
Yeah.
Uh
one of the best things to eat, period.
It was a big
Yeah.
meal, we at least once a week or when in, my family growing up, and there was always a lot, always enough. We'd have it, then we'd eat it for breakfast as leftovers, and
Nice.
I love it. I loved zoodles and, like, pasta yeah, so it just is a fulfilling it's definitely a comfort food for me, and even when we were vegan for 5 years, I I made a version of it that was, like, satisfied my craving for spaghetti and meatballs, yeah.
So,
Cool.
weird fact I'll tell you about me. I like eating spaghetti sauce the next day cold.
Interesting. I like pizza cold, but I've never done spaghetti cold. You love it?
Spaghetti sauce and chili cold the next day. Like, my wife thinks I'm so
Chili.
weird, but I
That
love
is
it.
weird, dude. I didn't know that. Yeah.
You know,
No, no, no.
I apart from the cold pizza, I think I'd be too scared to do because I took that, you have to work in a restaurant or like cook for people in group homes, you have to take a food prep course. And so
Mm.
after taking that, I think I'd be too scared to eat spaghetti sauce or chili raw if it had meat in it. But now I'm curious. So I might just do it.
Pretty good. Just saying. But
Yeah, I
anyway,
believe you. I totally believe you. Yeah.
question number 6 over to you, Tobin.
If you could keep only one sense, sight, hearing, touch, taste, or smell, which would you keep and what does that say about you? I guess which sense would you be able to part with if you had to part with one?
You mean keep one or part with one?
You gotta
Say them again. There's sight. I don't want to get rid of that because I'm too
hearing.
vain. Hearing, I
Suck for
do.
you, I
That
think.
is
That
kind
would
of
kind of suck for you.
handy. Okay, what else?
Touch, taste, or smell.
Mm, I got to give one up. I'm gonna go with smell, even though I know how that affects your memories and like it
Mm,
would affect my taste. But I'll get rid of the smell. Yeah. Okay.
cool. All right.
Hey, there's a public chat in this. Did you know that?
Is anybody talking?
I was strolling lives and found this one. Hey everyone, by Game Changer 5450. Like, are you still watching? And then Village Food something says hi. Yeah, two people.
Wow, that's cool. Well, let's just go. What
We could
up,
yeah, hey,
dogs?
yo.
I don't
Yo,
know.
yo,
What sound cool if I
yeah.
got some new gamer friends. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
what
What
up,
I
up,
don't
dogs? Oh,
dogs?
that was you. Yeah, there we
I
or, like,
don't I
now
don't
we're
I don't I don't play games. I'll just, since they're listening, I'll say download Christina's music and download our music apparently now.
yeah.
He's a game changer, so he might not play video games. He just changes the
Exactly.
game. Sorry. So I got
I'm
that
gonna
wrong.
put I'm putting in my website, promoting
There
myself
you go.
here,
That's awesome.
'cause
Shout out to
that's where the
Game
Finish.
Changer.
tickets for the Big
Yeah.
Shiny Tunes are.
Yep.
Yeah. If you're in Halifax or
Or
yeah, or if
Germany,
you're
there's some tour dates there.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Willkommen,
Yeah,
Deutschland.
willkommen.
Yeah.
There's no
Awesome.
Germans watching, but
So,
Okay.
sounds good.
question
Next
number
question.
7.
Yep.
We'll go
Okay.
question number 7.
Yeah.
So, what do you think is more important, being understood or being felt?
Like, felt up, like, touch me?
No.
Whatever, however you want to answer that
Like, what is
question,
I
we'll
feel
just
you? Kinda okay.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
like
up for
Felt.
it's
truly,
up for
truly like
interpretation.
connecting with someone, like someone like really feels what you're going through, like empathy versus like logic.
I think understood. I don't care that somebody empathizes or
I'm
feels
with you
me
on
or
that one,
yeah,
100%
I think
actually.
I just
That you're
you
100% on
'cause
board with that. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
and
You're
I
not an
think
empath.
yeah, it's also valuable to, like, I understand where you're coming from, I don't fucking agree. I don't
Mhm.
even empathize with you, but I understand, and then I can, maybe there's more room for acceptance or forgiveness or, like, just shutting the door and walking
Yeah,
away kinda
that's more
thing.
rationalist. Yeah,
Yeah. Are we rationalists? Yeah.
guess so.
So,
Cool, cool.
question
Good
number 8 over to you, Tilden.
I like
Okay,
this. You guys are fun.
what's an album or a movie you
No,
enjoyed
no, no.
most
Question
recent
number 8. 8.
God. Okay, thank you. You're
You really
highlighting
you
them and
really
everything.
you really fucked that up, Mike.
Alright, well, that's okay. I'm used to it. If you could send one sentence to your future self 10 years from now, what would you send?
Please don't give up. And I don't mean, like, taking my life or anything. I just mean, like, that to me means, like,
I didn't mean to laugh at your answer there.
don't kill yourself. That was not in the plans, you know? And I just mean,
Literally
like,
didn't think that.
Yeah,
I
that's
did.
exact
It's like,
I did.
no,
That's
I
exactly where my
sent a
head went over.
I sent a message to myself that only I would understand. Don't do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
No, but,
yeah.
like, you know how easy it is to lay in bed an extra couple hours or, like, not write a song and not I know that so much now that, like, my biggest regret is that 10 years will go by and I won't have written any more albums or songs, and so now I actually put it in the calendar, like, you're gonna be songwriting this morning or you're gonna make a
That's
date with
good.
someone to co-write, and I am in a songwriters group, so we have to write 1 song a month there, and that was nothing I did in the past, and so years will go by, and I know it might seem like I do have a catalog, but, like, by this point, Dolly Parton had, a million more songs than I did because she focused on songwriting. That's like probably
Nice.
every day or every other day, she's writing tunes and a chunk of her day is carved out. It's easy to get distracted. Keep your blinders on and just keep doing what you love. Yeah.
That is good. So, question number 9. So, what's an album or movie that you have enjoyed in the last year?
I'm gonna go with a movie because I haven't listened to a lot of albums, to be honest. That's something I should do, spend more time with. And a movie that I enjoyed in the last year. Like, can I say a movie that I watched as a kid too, like Dirty Dancing?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a
I'll
great
go with
pick.
Dirty Dancing. I just something about that. Great songs, great dance. I'm not a dancer, but like great dancing and Patrick Swayze is in it. I don't know, there's just something nostalgic about that one, I think is cool.
Cool. Good
Yeah.
answer. All right. If
Question number
the
10.
if the universe forced you to pick one, would you rather live a peaceful, quiet life or a disruptive, meaningful one?
I'd probably say peaceful, quiet.
Peaceful, quiet? Nothing wrong with that?
Disruption, not great for my nervous system. I've done
Mhm.
that, but, like, I like peaceful quiet, and it allows me to create, so yeah,
It's a
yeah,
great answer.
yeah.
Do I
I
hear your
mean, look,
son under the desk there, Matt? I heard
Yeah,
Alfie.
do you have
honestly, I could guess that she was gonna say that based on like where she lives.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's a nice, peaceful, quiet place, I think, for the most part.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
very, very much so. Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
Yeah.
is,
Well,
and
that's
we
our
don't
10
have
questions, my
kids.
friend. Yeah.
Are we gonna
Oh,
do
that's all
last
right.
call?
Yeah,
Are
oh,
we doing
yes,
last
last
call?
call. So last call, we have a new last call question. I don't have it written down, Matt. So, but well, I'm going to try to say it. You say it because
Okay,
you'll
I'll do
probably
it.
say it
All right.
better.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
cool.
Sure. Okay, so last call. It's a new question that we started doing this year. So the previous question, just so you know, kind of thing. The previous question was actually we'd ask people for advice, but I think you gave us some really good advice earlier. So I think
You're
that's a
welcome.
great idea. Like, so the new question, last call for this year, is what is something that you can do this year that can help others around you?
I think my podcast does that. I think your podcast does that. I think it's like sharing, being yourself and sharing people's stories. So I'll keep doing that. Is that cool?
I love
Awesome
it.
answer.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's a cool
You
answer.
guys
Yeah.
too. You guys too. Like keep doing fun stuff like this and
Thank
connecting
you.
with your
Yeah.
friends because I think it matters. And I think we had a friend over yesterday to talk about a fun project, or a creative project, and one of the things we were talking about how important it is to in this. There's so much uh, scary shit going on and evil stuff, and
Yeah.
that it makes it even more important to continue to have these platforms for each other and support each other, so that we don't go down that dark, dark rabbit hole of evil death and let it consume us. I think that might be what
Sure.
evil wants is to overtake us, the light and and love, and maybe I don't know. Yeah.
Agreed.
I
No,
agree. Listen,
it's great.
Okay. Cool.
I'll like, anything that if you think that you have anything creative going on that we can help out with or we can contribute to, just ask, and vice versa.
Will you guys buy all my used clothes on Poshmark?
I don't even know what Poshmark is.
No, I won't do that.
I think
But
we're the
it
same
was really
size, you
nice.
guys. Come on.
I'm probably close. But it was really nice meeting you.
Me too.
So cheers to you, Christina. I wish you much success in 2026. And
Yeah,
I
you
can't
too,
this
guys.
Matt, I
Thanks.
think this will be the last show that I have to not drink real beer on. So dry January will be over after this one. Yeah.
Woo!
Oh,
So
I'll have to come.
woohoo.
I want to come back when you guys are wasted.
We only
I
get
mean, I
wasted
had two beers.
once a year or twice a year. We're usually
Like,
pretty civil with it. Yeah.
can I smoke while you drink? Like, not
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cigarettes, but
free. It's a free world. Yeah, we can do that. Maybe what we'll do is we'll bring back in the summer, check in on you. We'll do like a Sunday coffee type of show, and we could do a little old wake and bake. How's
I'll
that
do
sound?
some weed. I don't even do. I'm such a lightweight. They call me Two Toke Tina, but like for this, I think it would be fun.
I
But
don't
listen,
really.
I'm an extreme lightweight. Like I don't smoke anything really, but I like cannabis drinks once in a while or edible or
Why don't
something
we
like
do
that.
that? Yeah,
Yeah,
And
let's do
I'd
that.
totally be down.
Let's do it.
I haven't smoked anything since I quit smoking cigarettes. Like
Well,
how many
maybe you
years ago,
shouldn't
Matt?
smoke
5
either. But
years ago. Yeah, like
what
so.
if
I don't
you did
smoke.
it, Mike? What if you did a gummy, Matt? You do the drink, and I'll just smoke, and then
There you
we'll
go. That'd be
see.
great.
And I'll bring some
So,
questions too for you.
That'd be
Christina,
awesome.
before we take off, there's one thing I got to tell you. So, like one of
Okay.
our like loyal listeners, and I think you'll really like this, is my cousin Tim. He listens to every episode. I think he listens to every episode 3 times, and he has this thing where he has sync nights, and
Stink?
these sync, so like SYNK.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
because
he
the stink night is not
not
something
no
you want to.
sync as like syncing something together.
Yeah.
And basically, everyone who's involved will partake in cannabis. And sometimes it's people out in Calgary, like he has a friend in Calgary who participates. And basically, they all listen to the same song at the same time. They press play at the same time. They have a group chat. And then they just talk about the song and how they're feeling as they're.
Whoa!
I'm telling you,
I'd
I've
do
done a
that.
few of them.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty freaking awesome. Yeah.
Can
Cool.
like anyone join?
Why not?
Can
Yeah.
we set up a Riverside chat like this and stream it, Matt? Because that'd be kind of cool.
I will definitely talk Tim into like doing like a sync night for
And
music.
the YouTubers can do it. Can we do a Kendrick Lamar?
He tracks everything. I just got his list. I just got his list yesterday. He tracks everything. They give a gold, silver, bronze award for best album of the year, best song of the year,
Wow.
best song for like everything.
That's awesome.
He tracks everything. He takes it very seriously for a Friday recreational thing.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. I'd do that.
Yeah. All right.
Hey guys, cool. Keep me posted, and like if this is on YouTube, like I can share it with my followers too and
I
my
think it's on
patrons and
YouTube
stuff.
right now. by accident.
Okay.
Wow.
And it'll be out again in a couple of weeks. So there you go.
Okay,
If they
keep me
miss a live
posted.
show, they'll hit all of our other listeners. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Bruce.
Ciao.
I don't know how to hit the end button. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right. That's